everyone to the Week 3 edition of the Fifth Down. If you can believe it, we are already 1/3 of the way into the high school football season.
And we are starting to see the top teams emerge as the squads to beat this season.
So let's go ahead and get right into the action with a huge game over at Wildcat Stadium, where the Alpena Wildcats had the chance to win their first home game in front of the home crowd. Alpena already up big at halftime, 31-14, and they would just continue to add to that lead. In the third, Tyler Pintar is going to roll out to his left and throw across his body to his good buddy Dylan Hose in the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown pass. Wildcats up 38-14, and Coach Brian Tippman is loving it. A little later in the fourth quarter, Ogama Heights trying to battle back as Zach Zettel gets the corner and finds his way in the end zone for a 5-yard touchdown run. But in the end, the Wildcats would be too much for the Falcons. Jordan Ferguson scores his 4th touchdown of the night here. And Alpena goes on to win their first home game since 2011 and their very first victory against Ogama Heights. Final score, Alpena 44, Ogama Heights 21.
Rain coming down hard at Hillman High tonight for the Tigers game against All Gray Sims. Things going south early for the Wolverines as they went into halftime down 43-0. The Tigers would make it a 50-point game early in the second. Sheldon Elkew in the backfield takes the handoff, cuts up the right side, and he is gone. He'll shake off a few Wolverines before making his way into the end zone. The extra kick would be good, and the Tigers take a 53-0 lead. All Gray would try to put some points on the board. Sawyer Freeling there would connect with receiver Logan DeWald for the first down, but the Hillman defense was just too strong. They would get shut out by the dominant Tigers 53-0. Second straight shutout for Hillman.
Down in Alcona, it was a battle of the unbeatens as the Tigers were taking on the Hurons of Rogers City. First quarter, the Tigers would strike first. Brandon Ritchie is going to dunk this ball off to Isaac Dubuc and let him do the rest of the work. A 45-yard touchdown pass, and Alcona is up 8-0 early on. Hurons doing their best to stay in this game as they're going to punt the ball away here. But the Alcona returner, he's going to try to catch it, but he can't handle it, and he gets smoked. Austin Bobber recovers for Rogers City, and the Hurons have something working. But any hope for the touchdown was quickly taken away by Hunter Sullivan. With this interception here, Alcona goes on to win this matchup by a final score of 22-6 and improve their record to 3-0 on the season. Don't go anywhere because there's still much more to come as we cover more of the Fifth Down.
We will see if Joburg continue their hot streak hosting Central Lake tonight. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a trip west on 32 to see how the red-hot Johannesburg-Lewiston team fared hosting Central Lake. The Cardinals and the Trojans facing off for some Ski Valley action. Joburg coming in hot after last week's 75-14 win over Pelston. And it looked like smooth sailing once again as they marched down the field in the first drive. But 20 yards away from the end zone, junior Nick Fay would cough up the ball. Central Lake recovers, putting the end to the Cardinals downfield drive. And the Trojans would make them pay for that mistake. First snap after the fumble, Luke Seeley would take off for a 46-yard run downfield. That is going to set up the Trojans' goal line push. This is going to come from Jake Sapansky for the touchdown. It will be Seeley again who will get the extra 2 points to give Central Lake an 8-zip lead. The Cardinals would battle back, though, in the second half to win this one 29-14.
And the rain was also falling down in Hale, and when it rains, it pours for the Eagles as they let this game against the Oscoda Owls get away from them quickly. First quarter, Thomas Klein takes this handoff and breaks a couple arm tackles, and he's off to the races. A 25-yard touchdown run gives the Owls an early 7-0 lead. Later in the quarter, but this time it's going to be David Alexander outrunning the entire Eagles defense for a 27-yard touchdown run. Owls running away with this one. A little bit later here, quarterback Jacob Malik finds a wide-open Bradley Zarakowicz, who strolls into the end zone untouched. Oscoda wins this one in shutout fashion, 61-0.
Atlanta making their first away trip of the season tonight, heading up to Mayo. Mayo already up 19-8 in the second quarter, and they would continue to add to their lead. Quarterback Zachary Price having himself quite the night. He'll connect with Brian Watson for a 35-yard reception that will put them just inches away from the goal line. And the price is right, as it will be Price again who punches it in with the QB sneak for the touchdown. The successful 2-point conversion would give them a 27-8 lead just before half. Atlanta, though, they're not going down without a fight. There you see Mark DeRocher getting the handoff, finding his way up the middle for the touchdown, and it's Seth Teets with the 2-point conversion to put the Huskies in striking distance, down just 9 points, but they would fall to the Thunderbolts 42-16.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those road scores for our local teams. Whittemore Prescott, I'm sorry, this score is wrong. It's supposed to be reversed. Whittemore Prescott won this one 30-6 down in Pinconning. So Whittemore Prescott moves on to 3-0.
In an interesting game down in Tawas today, Tawas defeating the Milton team all the way from Canada 48-13. Austin Brown with 2 TDs. And in case you are wondering, the Tawas band did learn the Canadian national anthem and did play that on away in Ski Valley action. They also defeated Pelston 22-16.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Fifth Down.
But stay tuned to WBKB News at 11. Coming up, meteorologist Adam Claiborne will be back with one last look at weather.